Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ryan, aka Hero, and we are back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about team building and everything along those lines. Now, since there's so much to talk about, I am going to make this video kind of brief, and if you guys want a second one, more in-depth guide on it, let me know in the comments or by liking the video. With that being said, if you guys want to talk about Epic 7 or have any questions about it, or you're just a fan of me, definitely check out my Discord and Twitter. Discord, I talk a lot on there and help out a decent amount of people, and you know, our community is pretty nice, so definitely check that out. But with that being said, let's hop right into it. Now, as you guys can see over here to my left, there are a bunch of different teams that I have built, and that's due to the fact that this game has so many different areas that you need specific teams for. Alright, so to start off, obviously you guys have the bosses, Wyvern, Golem, Banshee. Those teams you don't necessarily have to build too early on in the game. I do recommend you guys build the Wyvern team, this isn't my Wyvern team, but just to get that going, to build up your gear and stuff. Alright, so we also have things like Raid, Spirit Altar, Farming, and then I just have 2 playgrounds. And these 2 top ones, CR Push, CR Boost, and Tank It, are both for Arena. Now, like I said, there is a lot to talk about, alright? There's a bunch of little minute things that we have to go into, and we'll hop right into it right now, alright, basically. So, when you're building a team, there's general guidelines that you'd like to go into, but you really have to look at the characters that you have and what they can do for you. So let me start a new team in Playground. I'll remove everybody, and we'll start out with a unit that probably a lot of people have. Alright, so let's say this team is just for general story. Alright, so let's say you have Vildred. Vildred's your main unit. Your main farming AoE damage dealer type deal. Alright, so what a lot of people do is they like to set up tanks. So let's say my tank would be Tywin, and then another thing that they like to do is maybe even set up a healer like Angelica, and then a single target damage dealer. I'll just toss in Sigrid, or actually I'll toss in Sirmia. Now this works very well due to the fact that, one, this healer is amazing. She does healing for everybody or specific units, but a large number of healing along with a barrier, right? So that's nice. This tank here is also an incredibly nice tank due to the fact that he also has debuffs and along with buffs for your team. Now Tywin, on his S3, he does defense break, which is extremely needed if you want to have that high damage output. Yeah, but also on his S2, he has another move that will boost up one of these units to making them very strong and crit almost every single time. So that's very nice. So that's what these 2 jobs are, Angelica and Tywin. One is to keep the team alive, the other one is to take the main hits, while also buffing the team and debuffing the enemy. Now the reason why I have Vildred and Sirmia here, they're both damage dealers, but they do separate things. Vildred has very nice AoE, which is attacking multiple units in his one attack. Now the reason why that's so good is because usually in these story mode missions, there are many fodders. Many units, side units that aren't the boss, and he will help clean them all up. Now Sirmia is here because she is a single target damage dealer. She'll do crazy amounts of damage to one unit, which is nice because as we said, we have Vildred here to clean up the enemies, while we have Sirmia here to finish the big boss. Now this is a pretty standard setup. Some people like to do the healer up front if they have a specific unit or artifact. It's up to you, alright? But basically, this is a pretty nice story slash spirit or abyss raid or raid base type thing. Alright, so there like I said, there are many different teams to build, and I guess we'll go into a few of them just to give you guys more of an idea. Alright, so we have this unit called Tamarine. She heals, she cleanses, and she buffs up the team, so that means you don't need Tywin. But the thing is, Tamarine is a little squishy. So what you can do, if you needed your team to have a higher survivability, we throw in Crow. Now, Crow is a very strong unit for a few reasons. One, he gives defense buff to all his teams, and the artifact that I have on him actually increases the team's defense, along with taking some of the damage and giving it to Crow himself. Now that's nice. So basically, your team won't be getting damaged too much, while you still have very strong units to do damage in. Now, another thing I would do is I would take out Vildred and add in another damage dealer. So you have two very strong damage dealers, and I'd actually toss in Crow in front just because he can tank more hits. And now you have two extremely strong single target damage dealers. So if you're going up against a team or a boss that has a lot of HP, your two damage dealers will be doing crazy damage to them. Alright, so another thing, we'll just keep going along the lines here. We'll toss in Kerusu, we'll also toss in Dizzy, and we will throw in Montmorency instead of Crow. And we'll just toss in, I don't know. It could be any damage dealer, but let's toss in, you know what, it really doesn't matter. We'll just toss in Euphine. Let's just do that, right? Actually, no. So, alright. I have an idea. So instead of a water unit, or an ice unit, we would use Sirmia, which she was already here. But the reason is, if you look at this team, there's a few things you need to look at. I'll get into why this team would work in some instances. Like I said, these are very general bases, so I wouldn't recommend you just copying this team. Make sure to look at what you are trying to beat and work around that. But this is another general team. We have Sirmia here, which is a fire unit, and we have 3 ice units. Now, what are the ice units weak to? They're weak to the grass, ground, whatever it is, the green one, the green element. So that's why we have Sirmia here. Sirmia here could take on those grass units, while all of these, the survivability will go up, obviously, which is nice, because instead of them dying by the grass units, we have Sirmia here. But let's get into why this team would work in a few instances, right? So we have Kerusu right here, Karen. The reason why she is so strong is because, one, she does 2 attacks usually, but her S2 actually gives a defense break. Defense breaks are extremely important if you are trying to get that high damage dealing output. Now we have Montmorency here, and we have Dizzy. These two are basically your survivability, because these 2 damage dealers are very prone to dying by pretty much any damage. So we have Dizzy here, who sets up massive debuffs. She does hit chance decrease, while also doing minus attack and minus speed. So she's very, very strong. If you guys don't have her, I'm sorry. She is a limited unit, but she is one of the best units in the game. Then we have Montmorency. She cleanses, she heals, and she gives immunity. Basically everything else to keep these units alive when, getting attacked. Now there's many different other teams that you can be building. Let's say you wanted to build a Cleave Team. A Cleave Team is basically a team that either buffs up or debuffs the team, while also usually one-shotting, or basically one-shotting. So one of the best units for a Cleave team is Bloodblade Kerusu right here. To maximize her input, I guess we will toss in somebody like Oxlots. Now the reason why we need Oxlots to be paired up with Bloodblade Kerusu is because she is slow, and she doesn't have that much HP, meaning she won't be able to take as many hits, or if she gets debuffed, she'll be useless. So you need a speed unit to boost her up into making her a faster unit, and basically just, you know, destroying everything. Alright, now I'm gonna use another unit. Watch your Shuri here. He is here for a few reasons. As you guys saw, the +9 speed imprint right here. That just makes every other unit faster, and along with the fact that he has this nice one-shot mechanic. So if Bloodblade Kerusu doesn't finish him, then Watcher Shuri is here also. Now the next unit you can add in basically can be a lot of different units. You can use this 3-man setup and have a 4th unit for by the way, I forgot to kind of mention this, but this is for PvP, or Arena. One of the many different game modes that you have to build for. This is an Arena team, and honestly, like I said, it could be anybody. You can also toss in Challenger Domeniel here. She increases crit chance, you know, just a little extra nice for Kerusu and Shuri. But basically, the reason why she works so well in a lot of teams is because every time somebody crits, she gets boosted up along too, and she has the ability to increase crit chance for her team, along with the fact that she also is another nice one-shot unit. Now, that is just one Cleave team. There are plenty of different Cleave teams, ones that work with Arbiter Vildred, ones that work with Vildred, Judge Kisei, basically anybody that has a nice AoE multiplier. I see a lot of people use Ludwig. He is also a crazy strong damage dealer. But yeah, I can't really go into every single different team comp. I will show you guys my team comps real quick. So I'll start up with the top one, the CR Boost Arena. Once this wants to load. Alright, so this CR Boost Arena, oh, it's actually messed up. Hold up. There you are, Oxlots. Alright, so this is the team that I have here. Oxlots is here to go first. He's amazing for that, and he will boost up Biken. Biken does 2 attacks whenever she goes, so Oxlots boosts up Biken. Biken does 2 attacks, both crits, and that brings up Challenger Domeniel. She uses her S3, which increases crit chance, along with boosts the character, I believe, like 20% in combat readiness. So then she takes out somebody, and now we have Spectre Tenebria to use her ultimate to stun whatever crazy unit that we are scared of at the time. Because this team is very, very fragile. If we don't go first, we usually lose. If anything goes wrong, we usually lose. So Spectre Tenebria is kind of nice to stun whatever unit we're kind of scared of at the moment and increase our live ability. But basically, if this is done right, all of these units will attack before the enemy units do. So if I can't finish them within 3 of these damage dealers attacks, then usually they lose. Alright, moving on to my Tank It Arena team. This team is many times more reliable for a few reasons. As you guys saw in my latest video showing off Arbiter Vildred, I just pulled him, so I'm very happy to have him. But this team goes pretty crazy. As you guys see, we have Martial Artist Ken, Arbiter Vildred, Champion Zerato, and Alencia. Everybody here has a role to play, and they do it very well, I'd say. Alencia is here because, one, she is a nice tank. I don't have her built for damage dealing, I have her built for speed, and HP and defense, and that is because of her S3, which will cleanse the enemy's team of all of their buffs. So if they have immunity, if they have attack buff, if they have defense, whatever, she goes first and she gets rid of all of that. She also includes, on her S3, defense for all of her teammates, along with herself. So that's giving the team more livability, the fact that they can tank a few more hits in general, along with, you know, just sustaining. So now we have Champion Zerato here. If we are getting sent any debuffs our way, Champion Zerato will send them right back. So if they get attacked by an AoE debuff, his ability, his S2, will send it right back to the other to the enemy, so they get the debuffs, but Champion Zerato is free. I have both Alencia and Martial Artist Ken build up on immunity set, so they shouldn't be taking any debuffs. Arbiter Vildred, it's okay if he dies, because one of the cool things about Arbiter Vildred is if he dies, he gets revived by himself, goes all the way to attack first, and he has massive AoE damage dealing. Now Ken here is the ultimate survival / damage dealing god. If you crit him, he will attack back many times harder than the enemy does to him. The only thing is, if he gets one shot, then he's useless. So that's why I have this team built around some very dangerous units that it's very hard to choose which one to kill, basically. But everyone here is crazy in their own ways and helps out in their own ways. Mainly these three. Alencia makes the team work very well, but these three are the crazy damage dealing dangerous units, right? So yeah, those are my units. I'll just show you guys a quick show through of all of my units right now. All of these tend to switch depending on the units that the missions that I go on. But this is my Wyvern team. This is my Golem team whenever I decide to switch. This is my Banshee team once it decides to switch. Actually, I have to take out Vildred. This is my farm team right here. Usually I was building up Arbiter Vildred, but usually I'd take out Biken and toss in a Phantasma, and that would work out very well. Or I'd toss in ML Ken if it is a harder mission that I need to farm, and take out somebody like Zerato or Karim, so one of those. And yeah, I think that ends my guide. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, all that great stuff. Thank you guys so much for following my channel and doing everything like that. With that being said, peace out. Bye.